Alright, today we're going to install the McCruise on a 2018 Africa Twin Adventure Sports.
As soon as we get the 15-liter bag off.
Seat. Now we're moving the passenger seat. He's installed the little wing nuts.
They're not dip switches. It can be called a dip, and it can be called a wing nut.
But you can't be called both. Open up the battery box to disconnect the negative terminal.
Without losing the connect. Screwdriver. You can clean this place up. It's kind of nice.
Alright, we're going to remove that ground from the battery. And this is also a good reason why a Eastern Beaver PC8 is a good idea.
Did you say the negative?
Yep.
It's nice and warm. 5 mile ride warmed up.
I'm going to remove these 4 nuts from the cover.
They never come out tight if they want to. Uh-oh.
Without stripping it.
Well, we'll get to that one in a second. Oh, a hammer. There you go.
Alright. Let's try to just tap on it first. Make sure you get it in there.
Look at that.
Push.
Oh.
Lift up this cowl. Place it over there. And we're just following the instructions step by step. And we're going to remove the fairing side panels. Remove the upper screws. Alright, we're going to
Fairing.
we're going to remove this screw
Ah.
and that screw.
This guy?
Yeah. Alright, we're going to remove that screw while you're there. Remove these 2 screws on each side of the screen.
Do you have a better tool?
I'm going to strip those out. What did you just do with it?
What, strip it out?
Oh my.
Oh. More better.
Better.
More betterer.
Then also on the 4 screws that came off here,
The other short ones.
Yeah. They're all the same. These are the same except for these two that don't have a shoulder. They're going to go right here because it already has a built-up shoulder. So remember that.
You'll notice that when they go in. And here, this one's got two
Yeah,
washers.
you want to make sure you keep the washers intact. This is really painful to watch.
You gotta watch it on YouTube.
There it is. Yeah, don't drop the washers.
Whatever you do, don't drop the washers. The little buggers
All right.
back together again.
You get that one, I'll get this one.
You know, I have a drill at home that does this for me.
Yeah, it's for sissies. Okay.
You didn't get... Oh, you got that one. Okay, sorry.
All right.
Does it say...
Is lower the crash bar, which is going to involve, this is all, it's not connected to the bike, right? This is the OEM crash bar. So you're going to loosen up, take off the bash plate, and then you can access that bolt right there, and then we just lower the crash bar down. Removing that bolt, and then these on each side here, and then also
Underneath?
these two bolts right here, so we can lower this down. And then we're going to undo these two bolts because it is mounted up in there. So undo it here, and here it looks like a 10 millimeter. And so boom, 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 in there.
That's what I do for oil changes.
Yep.
Put those on with the torque wrench.
There you go. And the bolts are all the same that are on here and underneath there. They're exactly the same, so we have to worry about keeping them separate. And it helps if you grunt when you do it too. It makes the bolts
you're an
come
old
out.
man like me, you know. Yeah, out of work too. Did I mention I had a couple days?
You did mention that. All right.
That's the way it's supposed to sound.
And Duke flies jets for a living, so we're thankful he doesn't have to work on them.
That's true.
Dog fight. All right. All right, now
I keep trying, but it just keeps clicking.
something's wrong with it. It's broken.
It's hard to get good help. That's loose. That's nice and loose. How much looser do you need?
Needs to be removed.
Oh, that's pretty darn loose.
Just folds down. Take a rag to rest the crash bar on the front fender so you don't scratch it. Here's what the bolt looks like. Just 10 millimeter. All right.
And they got a nice little washer pieces.
Yeah,
in
keep
there.
your washers. Goes on each side. Okay. So now we're going to remove.
If it's this bar,
We're going to remove. No, it's the expansion clip underneath the air scoop. Can't see it. Where's it at? Okay, right there. There's one.
okay.
And the way you do this, push it in, and then you get your pick and you get it out.
Did you push it in?
Yeah. Watch your fingers.
You know we're close. Gotta push it in, man.
I did push it in.
It'll pop, won't it?
I already popped it.
I see. I thought that was my knuckle. Maybe you pushed it back.
And this bike has never been taken apart before, so everything's going to be tight. Well, that's not acting like it's been pushed in.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that. Ah, that looks better.
It does? Okay. That's the clip. Then I like to just get them ready to be reset.
Is there another one under there?
Yeah, then you got one on your side.
Let me put this other thing in my face. Okay.
Right there's a good shot of it. Yeah, push it in. Right, no, right there. Push. 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 There we go.
That's what you heard,
Just like that.
but it didn't happen.
1, 2, 3 clips on both sides. 1, 2, 3. And it'll be the same on the other side too.
Take that.
Okay, now the other side.
Doctor?
Doctor. One.
Kind of like the gold wing. Only different.
Kind of like, but different. It's just exactly, but different. Alright, now we're gonna. There's 3 clips. Grab it right here. See, it's all. Now you're gonna connect the rear edge of the fairing to pull out the fastener. It's just one of those little push tabs.
I don't know what float. Oh yeah, I feel it. Yeah, mine's it's right there on the tip. Yeah, you got it. It's right here.
Okay. And he's missing his grommet, so it needs to be replaced.
Huh.
Alright. Okay, the instructions say to release the tabs inside the radiator. It's these 2 tabs right here. Put the light in there. Okay. This tab here is not these, those are hold connectors. It's these tabs right here. So what you got to do is just, you can feel them from the back side and you can see the light coming through right there. So you just got to work those loose. What the tabs look like, you just pull them out. You think you're going to break something, but you just pull them out.
And
those are the
they're
tabs.
just guide tabs.
Yeah, that's all they are. They're not
Holy
locking or anything.
smokes. That's funky.
Tabs, now you're just going to pull this out without breaking the tabs.
That tab.
Tab and tab.
This post. Or whatever
So
this thing
anyways, that's how it goes on there. Then here's where the 3. So, all right. Put that aside where you will not step on it. Okay, now we can do the same thing on the other side.
Must be me. I just slid it up there.
You have all that just for the GPS you on your phone. Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right.
I just kind of like cramped it up in there.
Yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. Every now and then you find a bird's nest in here. All right, so now we're going to take off the tank. We're going to we're going to push this push pin down, that push pin down. Take off this plastic, take off the plastic cap. Going to access 2 screws, 10 to 12 millimeter. Okay,
what's next?
Lift that plastic piece up.
This piece?
Yep. Okay. Now, at an angle, you can see that. You can see that.
Right here?
Yeah, that 12 millimeter bolt there.
There.
And on each side, you got to come at it from an angle this way.
Don't drop that down there.
Yeah, it's a little more. That's more difficult than on the non-adventure sports. Screw.
Yes,
That holds this whole cage on. And just don't give you a whole lot of room to work. Okay, once you get the 10 millimeter nut loosened, you want to take a magnetic so you don't drop it down and Never Land. Just like that. Okay, now you want to disconnect the latch, the seat latch, and you got to kind of pop it out of here. It should just come straight out. It's just kind of tight.
That's what she said.
Pull up on the other side. There you go. Okay. Now, just twist it till it lines up in that groove. There you go. Just like that. Voila. Alright. Now we're going to undo 10 millimeter tank bolt, and then we're going to lift the tank up, and we're going to get a block so we can disconnect the fuel lines. That's 10 millimeter. Come on, out of here. Alright. So now what we want to do, we're going to lift up right here inside the frame. There's 2 divots that goes into there. So now, if you'll just lift up on the, there you go, lift up, straight up, straight up. Okay, that's good. A little bit more, there you go. Okay. So now what we want to do is disconnect the fuel line right here.
Let me get a light on.
And we also got to disconnect the vent hoses right here. So you got the small vent hose here, then you got the larger vent hose there.
You could orient that camera up and down. Oh.
Yeah, good idea. Okay, so this is the pressure. This goes into the system, into the motor, into the injectors, throttle body. This is the large, this goes out through your exhaust can or through your charcoal canister. And this is another vent line here. So we're going to disconnect both of these, and then we're going to disconnect this once we get the tank off. So to get this off, all you got to do is squeeze this and the clip will come loose. But first we're going to just, on this main vent line, there's not a clip on it, so I just pulled it loose. Okay, can you get the light up in there? There you go. I just pulled that one loose. On this one, it has a clip on it, so I got my handy dandy little pliers here.
You can't see.
pliers here. I'm just going to fit those in there. There we go. Then I'm going to work that down. Turn it around. Lift up on the tank. Alright, now give me some more room. Okay. Then I'm gonna, a lot of time when the hose hasn't been off before.
That's my knowledge.
I'm going to take a screwdriver and kind of help. Maybe you can twist it, but anyway, you just gotta pull that sucker until you either break it or it comes loose, right? Now let me get a bigger screwdriver.
Wow, that thing's really on there. Has it got little ridges on it to keep it in there?
No, smooth. When you put it back on, you want to spit on a WD-40 or something, a long screwdriver. There we go. Now it's starting to move.
You're just wedging it off.
Yep. Just wedging it off. Pull. Kind of like giving birth, I guess.
Only different.
Only different. Just like it, just different. There we go. Alright, so see? That small one goes onto there.
Where did the other one come
there.
from? The other one was
The
a
large one goes right there. And also look how the hose is laid too, because you don't want to get where you pinch a hose when you reassemble it. So it's laying just like this, and that's how you want to reassemble it, just like that. Alright, so now we're going to disconnect the
wire.
Okay. See how that just kind of,
Yeah.
then you just,
You got one on the other side too.
no, just push it in the middle. Okay. I'm going to lift the tank up. See if you can get your hands on that thing. I don't know if you can see it or not.
I don't know if you, does it push in?
Alright, so on the high pressure fuel line that goes in here, so we push this in, and then it comes out just like that. So see, you're pushing that right there, that switch. So anyways, so now we got to disconnect this, and then we also have to disconnect this right here and this right here, and then we're going to pull the tank off.
It's easy with one hand, but not two.
Okay, here, let me hold this up.
I can just push it in.
Take a look at it. We'll see which way it goes. It's typical Honda. Yeah, push on the top. On the top. Yeah. Okay. Hold what you got. It helps get a little screwdriver in here to pop it loose. Then it just comes out. And then we'll do the same thing on this unit. Okay, we're going to squeeze. Okay, did it from the harness, from the little holder, and then
From here, pinch down on those, pop that out, then push down on this, and pull that
just
apart.
like that. Voila.
This right here? This?
Alright, so now we're going to remove, this is DCT, so we don't have to remove the right side cover. We're going to remove this left side air filter cover. 5 screws and also the snorkel coming through here. And do we get that out? You just got to kind of get this undone, you kind of just pull it out. Remove the snorkel, there's a little rubber pin that goes and that will slide into that hole right there. So you just got to kind of pull it loose, it's just rubber. And then you got 4 screws.
Unlike the previous 5, this is only 4.
Yeah.
When all else fails, read the instructions.
Now we're ready to install the control switch.
Okay. Really, the slim line, which is going to go right about here?
Yeah.
Because that won't look as bad as the one that sits, for instance, right over here. This, who wants this big bulky thing in your way?
Sexier.
More sexy.
You're always going for the sex. Alright, so now we run for the switch, we've run the cable through the bark busters, underneath here through the triple tree, and right down here between the
Right here.
yeah, the filter box, air filter box, and the frame, and the whole thing just slid with the connector on it, with this through, and it just came right down through there, easy as butter.
How do you get them off the bracket?
Alright, so we took the switch, ran it through here, undid this bolt, so right there, come down here, across the bracket, and so that's going to go, this will be the computer, and this is going to be for the control switch. Now we're going to connect the throttle position sensor on the right hand side of the bike. Here, move your fingers for a second. On the right hand side of the bike, next to the frame, this 8-pin is the one that you have to get to, not this one by the fan, not this one, but this 8-pin connector. And so that's what Duke is fiddling with now, but we got to get that apart. This right here, you got it loose from the holder. I'm going to take this little blade as he's pushing down. There.
Very nice.
See, now it came loose.
Because there's a lot of room in here to work. That's what you gotta like.
Alright, that's what it looks like. And then here's the connector right there that holds on to this right here. You see that? Right there. This goes over the top of that. So it's really not... Oh, you have to push this button down to get it off the holder. Okay. Here is the TPS harness. It has 2 things on the end. This end looks like that. We're going to take the TPS harness and basically we're going to bypass. We're going to put the male into the female here and this male into the female there. We're basically going to bypass it so it runs through the McCruise computer.
So it goes on just like so. Which one gets mounted then? Left, right, right, left. Does that feel right? Only one way to go. Oh, that's the harness part on it. Don't get confused on that bad boy.
Alright, that's what it looks like.
Which one goes mounts? This one or this?
Okay, now we're going to attach the TPS harness to the cruise control main circuit, and that's this harness here. And I'm going to take a screwdriver or something with a flat blade.
I have a flat blade right there.
I'm going to press these in about a quarter of an inch. Okay, now you're going to pull that apart.
Pull this apart? Or pull this apart?
Is that middle one kind of pressed in? Don't, it doesn't have to go too much.
I heard it click.
It looks like it's clicked down in there, so I think you're good. Alright, the white the unlocks terminals take care of to pull out the wires, not to pull on the wires.
Those? Push those down?
The two tabs on the other side of the plug will come out about 3 millimeters.
Oh.
I don't think that middle one's depressed. I think it's too happy. Needs to be depressed.
It sure looks like it's depressed. Because it's...
Those two, the two ends are...
No, it sits down the same amount.
It does?
Yep. It's just... Why am I doing this?
Okay. Wait a minute. What are you trying to pull it apart for, dummy?
I don't know. You just said pull it apart.
No, you don't pull it apart. It's all one piece. That's
Good.
We'll be back shortly. Alright, we're simply following the instructions from the manual. And so...
We put the green wire in.
Yeah, and it's done exactly correct for this bike. So this is pink and blue. So it should be pink, blue. Those were already attached. These are the new harness. So green, and then next to green will go brown. Next to green will go brown, and then brown, white, green, white, and black. So we're going to get that done. And you got to push them all the way in.
Put the light on this.
You got to take those and
So
just
it's going to go in that whole length.
just like. Is it all the way in? And then the instructions, they even gave us a paper clip, so it said if it doesn't seat, use a paper clip to seat it. So it looks like it's seating pretty good, so we'll finish up with the paper clip. Alright, so now in position number 1 is going to be black.
Is that black?
Looks black to me. All the way in.
It's in.
Okay. And then next to that is a blank. And then it's going to be
Green, white.
green, white.
Green, white?
Hang on. No. Yes, green, white. Then brown, white in position 4. Yeah.
Easy as pie.
Alright, are those in there all the way?
Those are in all the way.
There, take the paper clip. And just make sure they're seated. And they even give you a paper clip.
Yeah, where am I going to stick it?
Just kind of make sure it's all seated. I don't know. Looks all seated to me.
Yeah, because it's up
Okay.
deep to the collar.
Alright. Now flip it back over. Put it down here where we're going to lock it. It's not locking. It's not locking, so they're not seated.
That black one.
So yeah, that's yeah.
We're almost done. We're on page 57.
All right. So the way you know those will be seated correctly is your 3 tabs will be flush again, because whenever you push that down, it'll click, and that's what we did. We kept pushing these wires. Used a paper clip on the end to help push them in, and then it clicked close. That way we know we got a good seat. So
A couple of them you just have to push that.
yeah.
down.
Okay, we have encountered a problem. Don't make the same mistake. The instructions said run this cable underneath all cross braces, but we didn't notice this was a cross brace. So now this cannot fit. And the computer's back here, so we got to pull this out, and we get to do it again. Don't make the same mistake.
Don't forget to put these under each of the cross members.
We make it look, and we do it so gracefully too. And we shove it down the rear wheel, and
Oh,
what are we doing? It comes out right here.
I knew that.
It just doesn't work. Man, we just make things look so complicated. Perfect. Okay.
It doesn't have a lot of room.
Yeah. And they're going to take all this and come right back through the same channel.
How are we doing here?
Alright, we're now pulling the wires underneath this bracket. It cannot go on top because your seat will sit right here, your passenger seat. So anyway, so we're going to mess around and get this all snugged up. Now we're going to start connecting some more stuff. We're going to connect right now is this, which goes to the TP or your switch.
That switch?
That's that switch. That connects that switch. Okay.
And right around here, right? Around through here?
You could do it that way, but I think it's better if you just go direct like that.
I would like to get this about as in here as possible. Alrighty. It only goes one way, right? Which way?
Only one way.
This way. Mail. Ugh.
Let's make sure we got the right connection. See interconnectors? Nope, it has to be that way.
That's interesting. Oh, this little tab hits that.
Yeah. There. Snapped. Perfect.
Snap. Correct.
All right. Take this part of the harness.
You're pointing at it.
We're going to take this part of the harness, and we're going to follow the same TPS sensor that we did last time all the way up.
Where's this wire going?
All right, now we're doing the speed sensor connector, which has pink and blue wires, and one's for DCT, one's for the manual. So what we want to do is follow the same path that our switch wire followed.
Okay.
So
get on it.
okay, we're still working on the speed sensor connection. We ran the wire up through here, and we're going to bring that has the pink and the blues. And right now, we pulled this loose from its mount.
That's my part.
And now we're going to break that switch in half. We're going to pull it apart, and then do some magic.
As soon as we figure out how to do that.
Underneath, this was attached in here.
Don't attach it again.
Well, I'm not going to attach again. But anyway, so it is attached to that. The way that you unplug this, down here, you got to reach inside and push that, and it will come apart. Okay, so this will go up and attached to here, inside of here, whenever we get done.
Remove
Here.
the wiring harness.
So we're going to take this. What can go wrong?
You got it.
What could go wrong? Hang on, let me document that.
I did.
Oh, okay. So we're going to take this and we're going to lever out that retainer. And remember, this has a groove.
On that groove.
And so when you reinstall it, it's going to go back in that way. So groove on the same side the button is. And we're actually going to take out that pink wire right there.
Bottom left.
Bottom left. Okay. Alright, so now we're connecting the brake lights, so whenever you hit the brakes it'll kill the cruise. On the Africa Twin, the front connector is a black and red wire. We're going to connect the orange wire to the black and red, which is the furthest back, and the one up front is a black wire. We're going to connect the gray wire to the black wire, which is in the back. So it's just simply plug it. All we're doing is bypassing. No. Put these on. Put the spades on first. These. Put these on first. Okay. Orange is going to go. Orange is going to go in the front.
Let's break for a commercial.
Orange is going to go in the front. Ooh, that's good. You got the plastic in there. That's good. But you don't have you don't have the terminal though.
I haven't got the ability to see that.
Okay, here, let me see it. Okay, I'm going to take the orange and I'm going to slide it on to the rear. Okay, then I'm going to take the gray and I'm going to slide
This gray.
that gray.
Female.
The female. Gray.
Onto the male.
The girly gray.
The girly.
We're going to take the. What's it hanging on? Is it?
Nothing. It's just.
Okay.
There you go. How'd that feel?
Slipped right in.
Excellent. You know what that means.
Alright, so now we're going to take the orange and jumper
To the
or
black.
bypass it to the black and red. We're going to take the gray and go to the black. This is supposed to be.
Your eyes are as good as mine.
Yeah.
Why don't you look at it?
I don't need to do that. I do it by feel. See, I do everything. Okay, there we go.
Feel good?
Feels good. And then we cover that back up, and then we'll button all that up. Probably throw some electrical tape around it to kind of keep it all together. And that's it for that. How come the camera's over here? How come it wasn't over here? I'm going to connect the neutral sensor connection. Here's the turn signal. Remove that bolt and that bolt.
Tiny little bolt.
And is that one shouldered? Let's see the bolt. Okay, you can see that it's a smaller thread and it's shouldered, because the shoulders go inside those indentions. I want to use a lot of the same bolts on these bikes.
No shoulder on that one.
Okay, so no shoulder. See, there's no indention there, versus over here it indents to the pack. So okay, so that's no shoulder on the top one, shoulder on the bottom one. Remember that. All right.
I thought there were 3 parts. Is that not right?
Okay. Holding the access flap. And if you have any tool other than that, go buy it. These clips. Alright. Push the turn signal indicator housing forward to disengage the mounting tabs. Forward. Toward the front of the bike. Okay. Lower the access flap.
Look what happened.
And if you have good tape on there, you got to retape it. Okay.
For some reason, this got all cracked up.
Lower the access flap. We're looking for a 8-way connector. And there it is. Is that 8-way somewhere in there? That looks like an 8-way right there. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're going to now. And we're going to do the same thing we did on that one. We're going to release the latch and disconnect the 2 halves of the connector.
That camera's getting in the way like your dog does.
If you have small, dainty hands like Duke, it really helps.
I didn't. Does it say to disconnect it from the housing first? I don't think that's going to happen. Let's see.
Press release latch
Oh, yeah.
to remove the connector from its mount.
So that
The
was...
release latch is in the back.
Yeah, I see that. It's right here. Take a look.
Okay, yeah, so
And
push.
there's the mount right there.
Okay, so you push down on that.
Push down on that.
And then release it from the mount.
Let
Okay.
it out.
Now we're going to push it on the front.
Which is below there, I
No,
think.
right there.
Where the white dot is?
It's right here.
On the front.
You're going to push this in, and then put your tool in there to help separate it. There's not a lip there, so just you're going to have to pull it. Pull. There we go. So you push it on here, pull it. Then you'll see that's 8-pin connector.
If you take your tongue and touch those. So this is the female side.
All right, so we're going to remove the. Okay. There we go. Got to take that out. To take off the white plastic terminal retainer out of the plug. No, not from that side. Just keep doing it like that. Just pull it out. What's your problem? All you gotta do is pull it out. Get your dainty fingers in there. Get that straight one. Right there in front of you. To your right. Yeah.
I was looking for the forceps, but okay, I'll take that.
You always want to be real careful with these, because this is your wiring harness.
Blood will be out there in a second. You did it on the other one.
Yeah, and I did it in about 10 seconds.
I think you used the big...
Okay. I use a screwdriver.
Band-Aid. Give this a try. Take 7.
There we go.
Don't mind that.
Yeah.
Okay. The tape.
Yeah, we're going to pull the tape back
A little bit.
and we're looking for the pale light green wire
Oh, interesting. They're all 4.
right there.
The
Okay.
pale. It's right next to the red, the blue,
And
and then the pale.
between the orange and white. Okay, so we're looking for a pale light green wire. Now we're going to take and we're going to bust open that to pull that out. This
Which
is where
takes the tool.
This is where the magic comes in.
Which is that one right there.
Our thought process was, because these connectors are all done according to feel, and they got really good instructions, but you'll get the key set that goes with it, and to help work on these connectors. And so now we're going to try doing both at the same time, pink and blue over here, replacing the pink wire here, which is right there, and then we're going over here. We're going to replace the light green wire, which is right there. So it's going to take some finagling. Put the latch in, and he felt the click, and now we're just pulling out the pink wire, just like butter. Okay. Now we're going to take this. We're going to reinsert this. I'd use the shorter one, Because you have to. There's only one. Yeah.
The
Because
male,
we're going to connect that one to that one.
male, and female.
Yeah. How come they do them that way?
The story of life.
I don't get the analogy. Why is one male, one's female? That seems kind of sexist to me.
It is.
It should just be a singular pin, right? Instead of calling it a male or female.
Well, what do you call this one?
That's
Singular pin with a hole?
what you're supposed to call it, yeah.
Okay, you with the hole.
Yeah, you with the hole. Get over here.
You with the hole. Okay, so now this, do I need to leverage it in and out?
Is that round or is that squared? You sure you got it?
What?
Okay. Well, you got to get it in there, because right now it's not in there.
I don't understand. Is it just a push, or do I have to?
No, it's just a push. And then we're going to lock it back down.
Yeah. That's not pushing very good. That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm wondering if you have to open it up.
Let me ask. Let me ask the instructions. All right. While pushing, you hear a click. While working until release the latch, terminal coming out of the housing, show the orientation of the terminal. Take note of the orientation of the terminal.
Oh, too late.
Route the cruise control pink speed wire to the connector. Insert the female terminal into the connector housing. Push the terminal and wire in so the terminal latches into the connector family. The retainer will not fit in the connector if the terminal is not fully oriented and the latch engaged correctly.
Little spot that is not a hole.
Okay.
That ended up coming out this way.
Okay, so
So it
that's
has
at
to
the
go
12. So
back
that's at
in.
the 12 o'clock position then.
Exactly.
Okay. So
that's
whenever
what
you
they-
reinsert it, make sure that connector at the 12 o'clock position. Just push it in.
And then it looks like it went all the way in.
Yep. Now you're going to latch it back down, I think, unless it does it automatically.
Just kind of stick it in there a little bit. With
Let's
the
see if we can see the latch. I don't know. See if you can put it on top of it and push it down. Whenever we go to connect the white thing over it, if it's not latched, it won't go. So let's try that. It's right here behind you. And there's the puppy dog helping us. Ranger, go on.
This was for this one up here.
You sure?
Well, let me look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd that one go?
Ranger ate it.
This retainer snap right on there, down there. Now we're going to take this. We're going to connect these two together,
But
and then we're going to put heat shrink over it first.
yes.
Neutral sensor. Can you see that? Right next to the number two. No,
That's the number 2.
That's
this
it.
is the number 3.
Okay, well you're counting from that way. Then it's number 3. Go ahead and confirm. Make sure. Look on the back of it. Make sure you're at the right. Okay, 1, 2, 3. From the right to the left.
And so this time I'm going from upside down. Oh yeah.
Do you feel it?
I think so. This is where I would normally use my forceps if I was at my shop.
You have those little pliers?
Those are massive pliers.
Okay, we got to get something to pull that plier. We can't use our hands.
So we managed to push down on that.
And you could feel it release.
We're going to pull this guy out.
The light green. That looks more like a sky blue. Okay, look at the orientation when you pull it out. Should be like the other one. That little thing on top, right?
Well, in this case, it's on the
Square.
bottom.
Okay, it's on the bottom. When you pull it out, it's on the bottom.
So that means the other one's got to go in that direction.
Yep.
Which happens to be right here. Now, the routing, before you just go and stick that in there, we've got to make sure the routing is proper. I suspect somewhere through there.
No, it's going to come out inside. Can you just go up through here? Why not just go up through here? Just
That's what I said. That's why we're going to go up right through there.
sure it's what you said.
Pretty sure that's what I said.
And that looks factory right there. That is just fabulous.
Now, so we're going to insert the female. That's this one. With the square piece below. Oh, that one is kind of coming out there, isn't it?
That was like that before you started, I think. So we'll find out when we turn the key on.
Good thing I have these dikes in my hand so I can put them in that way. Doesn't feel like it's oriented correctly. Get another shot. Twist a little bit. Nice.
Like butter. Like butter. You gonna?
Now we're gonna put that little white piece back on.
So you don't have to push that clip back down inside of it? If you do, that won't go on. We'll find out.
That's right. Did it go this way?
Well, it goes one way.
Or this way?
I think it went the other
Or
way.
this way? Goes this way.
Like butter. Perfect.
First time.
We're going to apply the included heat shrink. Like that. Insert the male into the female. The correct position. We're going to put the heat shrink over it. Alright, and then, since we don't have a heat gun,
Trying not to burn the rest of the bike.
let me put something behind that.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Did that go on film? The damn it part.
The professional mechanics would put a piece of solder there, right?
Would they? Actually, you could pinch that. I don't want to damage it much more than I already am.
I don't know if it comes apart too
Does
easy.
it, in the instructions, does it say to,
No.
doesn't say anything, does it? It has an orientation or anything?
It shouldn't slide out that easy.
I agree. I think it's an orientation issue. So that looks a little better. Thickness all the way across.
Alright, now let's put something behind this as a shield.
Let me use your finger.
Here, use this license plate right there.
How do you fire this thing up?
Pull down on that. Lock it. Now push. Push.
You have to hold it?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Now put it behind. Yeah, there you go. That's it. Alright, that's shrunk, dude. Perfect. What do you want? What do you want? Alright. There you go. Good, nice, tight fit. So you know when you got it directed properly.
That's going to go over well on the video. Hang on a second. You do this with one hand? Oh, I guess so.
If you're coordinated. But only if you're coordinated. Heat shrink is the best stuff ever. Alright, that's how it's done. So we got the neutral sensor, the throttle positioning sensor, or whatever that is. And then we got the brake sensor connected. We got this connected over here. That was simply a plug and play with a bypass. Got the computer back here. Got all the wires ran. And so now we're actually ready to put the gas tank on and start going into diagnostic mode.
Diagnostic, but we need to reconnect this.
No, that's just optional. You don't need to do it.
And we need to reconnect this.
So reconnect that, and then we're going to put the gas tank on.
Don't hear a click. That's why. It's not connected.
Here goes the leader of the band.
Why it's not connecting?
Did it snap?
No, give it a try.
That's for the. No, that's for the holder.
For the top.
Yep. So we got to push this in. Sometimes it helps just to cheat. Got it all. Let's see. Yep. So this is going to snap down over that little tab. There it goes. It should be on there. Let's check it. Yep, it's there. Okay, now we're going to take this, put it back on the retainer, then you will hear it snap just like that.
And carefully put the wires back together.
And then you want to be careful how you do this where we fused them, where you don't want any pressure on them. Okay. And then over here, we're going to want to come back up just enough room to go right up into there and snap and snap. Okay, we're going to take these and we're going to
Tie wire.
Huh? No zip tie?
Zip tie.
Where's my skinny zip ties at?
Is that right?
No, the skinny ones.
There's some skinny ones in there.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, now I got the light. I see the light.
Okay, here. You want to zip tie it where there's, even if you were to pull on this, it wouldn't pull on this connector. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Fat fingers.
You have dainty fingers.
Oh, okay. So something like that?
Something like that. Looks good to me. I think we ought to zip tie that blue one up here too on something. Let me cut this off. Oh, here, I got some in my hand.
Shut up. So
I wouldn't zip tie it to the headlight because if you were to fall.
no, I'm not.
Yeah, I think that looks good like that. Just zip tie them all together. That way there's no
movement of.
Where's the top of that out? Okay, we're good. Yeah, I think that looks good. Yeah. Perfect.
No binding.
No binding. No wear points.
Snap.
Voila. When you're reassembling, remember this, you had to slide this forward to get it
I
out.
stuck this in here.
This plastic piece goes underneath there, and this plastic piece goes underneath there too. So here is the finished product. We have the computer. Notice how everything is routed, zip tied in, nice and clean. We have the connector over here that we did, and we did go ahead and reattach this, put the air filter housing back on. Notice how there's no wires exposed. This goes to the Garmin GPS. I don't know why anybody would have one, but he does. And so anyway, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put the gas tank on. This is your higher pressure line that goes to your throttle body. What are you thinking? This is your high pressure line that goes to the throttle body. We're going to attach this, then we're going to attach this, and then we're going to put this back on, and we're going to go into diagnostic mode. Good job. For a test drive, and everything works like a champ. Whenever you do the calibration, follow Tony at McCruise instructions perfectly, and we didn't have any issues on the calibration. Yeah, so it's page 51, 52, and just follow. We didn't have any issues whatsoever. It calibrated right up. We just took it for a ride and piece of cake. So yeah, and then Duke chose the smaller switch versus on my bike I have the bigger switch. Either one's okay, but I really prefer the smaller switch.
Same price.
So anyways, good luck, happy trails.
Good God, you get a lot of steak.
We have the camp set up. Look at that view. See snow in the Rockies over there to the east.
Hey, is that going on your YouTube channel? I just want to say, you know, because of the wonderful job we did putting in that cruise control, now my fuel is all fucked up, the gauge.
Cooking some meat, some vegetables,
And some more meat.
and we got two over here trying to figure out how to hang a hammock up.
You got plates?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
So how do you need the meat?
Where do you want me to put it?
Anyway, over there somewhere.
No, where do you want me to put the meat on?